We are crossing live to Absrod Oval, where the Scodfather will speak to the press.
I heard that he is in a grumpy mood.
Hello everybody, welcome to my channel and thank you for joining. Now today it was disaster again, especially some people copped it really bad. I know there's a friend of mine is in the top 200 and a good friend of mine, Michael, this is for you. He had wits. Obviously, and he couldn't reverse trades because he used up his trades. He couldn't reverse it. He got stuck with a donut. It wasn't, and if you think that was bad enough, because Witts wasn't playing, he captained Marshall, and Marshall got taken off in the last quarter. I feel so bad for him because he also has Oliver. He could have just captained Oliver. He goes, no, I'll just captain Marshall. He's playing against no ruck. You don't blame him. Very unlucky. There were other things that happened. Richmond lost again. I can't believe it. We go to the first game. We have a look at Adelaide versus Fremantle. We start from Adelaide first. And, oh my God. Dawson, oh my God. 173 Supercoach points for a defender. He went nuts. 96%. He must have just missed one target. 96% disposal efficiency. A Jet. Now he becomes a must-have. Let's see his price. What's he priced at? Let's have a look. Jordan Dawson, he has his break-even was 115. He's probably going to go up by about 25 to 30k. So we're looking at around about 620, maybe 615, 616, around there next week. Now, let's have a look at his scores, because that 97 drops out of the system as well, and it gets at a big score comes in here, 170 plus. His break-even is going to be peanuts, so it's virtually your last chance to get him at this price. He's playing in the midfield. He's playing midfield as well. I can't believe this. But the problem is for Adelaide, he's playing midfield. Their main midfielder, Rory Laird, is suffering. I'll show you something. Just come down. Now, Laird scored 97. That's a very low score for him. And now, last week he dropped by 41k. His break-even was 118. By scoring that 97, if he scored a 107, he was going to lose 5k. By scoring a 97, he loses around about 10k. So now, his price is going to be about 646. And as if that wasn't bad enough, then his break-even is going to go up even higher next week. It was going to be 155. It's going to be huge. So he's going to lose more cash. Something happened. That 147 is going to drop out of the system soon. Actually, drops out next week. Is that what happens? It does. It drops out next week. His price is going to get smashed. He's going to lose more. It's actually going to be more than 155. It's going to be about 160, 165. So that his price is plummeting. You can actually almost get him for about 600k soon. Alright, get the cash ready. Get it prepared for Rory Laird. Okay, just come down. Okay, let's continue. Now, Laird losing 70 to 80k is massive. In this game, it's hard to make cash. We have players falling down, becoming subs, getting injured. So it's so hard to make cash. And when you lose 80k from one player, it hurts. Because now other people are going to pick them up so much cheaper. Or on the other hand, when you got players like Dawson that are going up in cash, we should have picked him up last week. We didn't know he was going to be this good. But this Michelini kid, now if you've got him, you're in for some serious cash. He's going to make at least 200k, maybe up to 250. The way he's playing right now. If you jumped on at the start, and not many people did, because a lot of people were saying that he's a key position player, he's not going to get many disposals or make much cash. They didn't say he had a good role, but they just said he's not going to make much cash. Well, I listened because I don't know much about rookies, just coming down. Okay, so I didn't have nothing to go by. I had no charts, and I wasn't following him, so I didn't even know what he looked like. He scored 103. He went nuts. So, good on you if you got him. Okay, I'm happy for you. Just coming down. Now, who else is Supercoach relevant? Some people were talking about Rochelle. Okay, he scored a 71. That's probably not enough. Probably let you down, actually. You're probably hoping for more. Now, there's another kid here. I think he played his second game. Is it Gallant? I think that was Gallant's second game. It doesn't show here, but I'm sure he only played one game. So he's on the bubble next week, but I'm not sure if you want to get him. I think it's about 200k, so probably not worthwhile. Now, let's get over to Fremantle, okay? Shrek. Now, last week I called him a donkey. He scored 133. Now he's become a talking, flying donkey. Let me show you something. Darren Shepherd on Twitter put up this little GIF. Says, now I'm a flying, talking donkey. He's talking about Shrek. He made me laugh. This was funny. But now I have no complaints that I try to Shrek out, okay? Because I can't watch him for 20 more weeks. It's going to kill me, okay? So I have to go 000 every time I put the TV on and Shrek's playing. So just calm it down. I'm not going to watch him play. It's too scary. But anyway, the problem is, when I don't own him, it's even scarier watching him play because he scores points. I don't understand this. How does this work? When I own him, he does it deliberately. He won't score points for me. But when I get rid of him, he wants to score points. It's like he's teasing me. Okay, you're making me very upset. Just calm it down, Shrek. Okay, let's continue. Andrew Brayshaw finally had a good game. He went 114 and incredibly, he cracked the 100s. Now, Luke Ryan, check this out. Let me show you something about Luke Ryan now. Luke Ryan scores this year so far in the 4 games. 171, 122, 105, and now his score of 110 or whatever it was. He's gone nuts. How? I mean, this never happens. Especially with Luke Ryan. He's a changed man. He's become Superman. I don't know. Now, if you got Luke Ryan and you started with him, that's unbelievable. I would not bring him in. I'd be too scared because Luke Ryan doesn't play a full season. I'll show you. Look, have a look. Actually, maybe I'm wrong. He does play full seasons. He had 22 games in 2022, 19 games in 2021. Maybe he does play full seasons. But the only problem is he's never averaged this much before in his life. He's averaging 127 now. His normal averages go around about 96, 99. He's in the 90s. Never this big. He could be breaking out at his age. Maybe he's primed. I don't know. I don't get it. Anyway, let's continue. Now, Sarong had another good game, another 100s. Brendan Cox, if you kept him, he scored better than his 35 last week, or 25 he scored, so he did a little bit better. But looks like, his average used to be 80, so he's going to, if you've got him still, it may be time to move him on to one of the good boys now, one of the good ones. Just take the cash and run, because his cash is going to dry out very soon. Now, is anyone else that's young? 63. If you've still got young, you're in trouble. You're better playing a rookie. Look, Michelini for 130k scores 103. And Young at 500k can only score 63. Something wrong with the Supercoach this year. Anyway, what else? That's about it. There's nothing else to mention here of any interest. Anyway, I can't see anyone else here. Maybe I missed him, but I can't see him. If I did miss him, I'll just come down. All right, let's get to the next game. The next game is the Richmond and the Bulldogs game. Now, I'm not going to whinge about umpires, okay? But there was a free kick right towards the end of the game with about when the Dogs kicked their last goal. And the player just ran straight into the Richmond player. Now, how was that a free kick? Please, there's no logic. I mean, I can't remember who kicked that goal. I can't remember who it was. But it was against my boy Vlaston. He was just standing there. He didn't do nothing. He just stood his ground. And the guy just attacked his knees. He got a free kick for that. And they got a goal. Now, we lost by 5 points. That was the goal. Just calm it down. I'm not going to blame that. I'm going to blame Richmond because in the wet, they had more handballs than kicks. Have a look at this. It's a wet game. Handballs, 174. Kicks, 218. Look at the Dogs. Handballs, 125. Kicks, 239. You're playing wet weather football. They're playing like it's a dry day. I couldn't believe it. That's why. Get the ball, just kick it. Make ground. Richmond never used to play like this. They saw Collingwood last week. They loved the way Collingwood played. And they thought, let's be like Collingwood and play like Collingwood now. But anyway, it was they actually looked good for 15 or 20 minutes. Kicked 8 goals in 20 minutes when they did play this way. So it could be the return of the Tiger just coming down, everybody. They actually were very impressive in the dry. It was just like every time it rained, they didn't look that good. So they just got to change their game plan when it rains. Just kick the ball, just coming down. Anyway, let's get to the results. Daniel Rioli still impressing, 136. That's very impressive. Now, Tim Taranto, 114. He was on 4 points at quarter time. 4. He scored 110 points in 3 quarters. But you know why he scored those points? Let me show you something. Just coming down. At quarter time, I tweeted this. I said, Taranto, where are you? I had to smash a guitar for him. I'm running out of guitars. And he responded. A good boy. He scored another 110 points. That was impressive. After the first quarter debacle, the disappointment was Hopper. 75. It's okay, but it's not enough. Very disappointing. Now, the big thing from this game, okay, the big thing is very big thing, okay, from this game is this boy here. Where is he? Tyler Young, 61 points. He had no job security because Terrence was going to come back in the team. Now, Terrence got injured again, okay, did his groin. He's going to be out longer now, which means now Tyler Young stays in the team a lot longer. I'll get to make some cash from him now. So, it's made me, I'm upset that Terrence is injured, but I'm happy that I'm making cash. So just coming down. Now, Samson Ryan, if you got him, scored a 44, and that's pretty much the Richmond team. There's no one else of any interest here. Now we move over to the Dogs. Tim English, 145. He went nuts again. He's killing me right now. Tim English is absolutely killing me. I started him last year. I didn't start him this year. Because when I started him last year, he got injured. So and he got injured again when he came back. So I didn't want to risk it. I don't want to risk Ruckman getting injured. Well, what's the point? Well, I'm just all I do now is keep trading Ruckman. So I should have started him, just coming down. And Libba went 141. I did say he's going to have a big year, but it was good conditions for him. It was in the rain, and Dale went nuts in the rain. Bontempelli, he played full forward in the third quarter because Bevo thought, let's play him full forward for a while. So anyway, the Bont played full forward, scored 122, but it was mainly on the ball. It was a good game, but not enough for a vice captain, considering all the big captain options out there right now. McRae is having a disappointing year, but it's not his fault. He's playing as a forward. We might actually get him as a forward, and if we do, I don't even know if I want him. Scoring 103s, it's still okay, but he's no better than what we've got already. I mean, who am I going to take out for him? So it's one of those things. If he does get it, I don't know if I want him. Let's have a look at his price. Now, Jack McRae, his break-even was 149. Scored a 103. Take off 20k again. His price is going to go to about 585k. That's unheard of for Jack McRae. 585k, and I'm going to reject him. Maybe I should get him. Have a look at his break-even the week after. What's going to happen now with his break-evens? Well, he's got a big break-even this week. It says 112, but it's probably going to go a little bit higher. I don't think he's settled yet. I think he's still going to drop. I think he'll go down to about 560, 570 still. So it's extremely disappointing. Unless he gets a role change. Otherwise, he's going to just be cheap. But I'd rather get McRae than get Cornelius anyway, so that's one's consolation. So it's going to be either McRae or Cornelius, and Cornelius is dropping in price as well. All right, let's continue with the game. Who else was there Supercoach relevant? Ed Richards scored an 88. He spent most of the game on the bench, even though it says here 90% time on ground. How does that work? How come every time I looked, it was on the bench, it said 90% time on ground? That can't be right. There must be something wrong here. There was nowhere near 90% time on ground. That can't be correct. Anyway, he scored an 88. It was on 37, 38, so he only scored 50 points next 3 quarters. I was actually disappointed. But look at this. Baker, 47. Now his cash generation is going to drop, and some people have to field him. But it gets worse for some of you because Liam Jones scored 45. And what's his break even? Let's have a look at Liam Jones. So far, Liam Jones has made us 8k, or made you 8k. His break even was -9. So he's done nothing. Okay, now he was projected to score 42, but he scored 45, so he got his projection right. He's going to make 22k this week. and that's the end. After this, if he scores the same, he's going to start dropping cash. It's time to let him go. I can't believe it's so early. Virtually, it was a cash cow to make 20k. That was it, or 30k. And again, we'll go back to cash cows. They're not making cash. They're not cows. They're donkeys. They're not cows. They're called cash donkeys, not cash cows. Just coming down. Anyway, let's continue. If you brought in Hayden Crozier last week, he scored 100 the first game he played, then he scored a 50. If you thought the 50 was bad, this week he scored a 24, and he's out injured. Don't know how long the injury is going to... What is it exactly that he have? Does it say? Caught the knee of Lynch in quarter 3. Doesn't say what he had, but did not return, so we don't know how bad the injury is, but it's not good news. That was pretty much it for this game. Was there any... No, that was it. Okay, let's go to the next game. When did I post this? Do I have a time? There's no time here. Anyway, it was about an hour before the game, maybe even 2 hours before the game. Mitch Cleary put out a tweet and it said, "Late change watch at Gold Coast ahead of a clash against St Kilda. And young ruckman Ned Moyle on standby for an AFL debut with some doubts around Jared Witts." And people didn't believe it yet, but it happened. Jared Witts was pulled out of the game before it started. This is not a forward or a midfielder or a defender. This is a ruckman. We don't have cover for a ruckman. Just coming down because the cover we had for the ruckman is also injured. That's it, Cameron. It can't get any worse. People had to trade him out. They traded out a good ruckman. He's only going to miss one game. They traded him out. They had no choice. It's a rough game this year. This is very rough. Anyway, they had to trade him out, but I don't know who they got. Some may even have gotten Marshall, who got subbed out. It was just a disaster. Anyway, actually, a lot of people cop donuts. Let's have a look what happened. Now we go to the game, St Kilda and Gold Coast, and at St Kilda, both they're not Supercoach relevant. The best scorers were not Supercoach relevant. Owens, Higgins, and Wilkie. No one owns these players. Why do they give points to players that no one wants? Anyway, Sinclair had a bad game last week. He made up for it. Scored 113. Now he seems to have a different role. Seems to be playing a very similar role to what Dawson's playing at Adelaide. He's in the middle a lot. Also playing in defence in the middle. Even kicked a few goals, or kicked one goal, getting goal assists. He's doing well. He had 31 touches. He has a good role. I don't want to get him this early, but he's so cheap as well. I might even have to set up my entire backline early, and I don't want to do that. But I might not have a choice. So Sinclair looked good. 2 weeks away from getting him. He's got that 50 is in his score for another week, and then it drops off. Hunter Clark repaid some of the faith some people had in him. Scored a 101. So if you still hold him, he came back for you. So you're lucky. Now Marshall, this is disaster. 96, and they sub him off. Well, you don't sub off your ruckman. Who subs off their? I mean, you're going for this is St Kilda. They're undefeated. They're gonna most likely play finals this year. You want to finish top 4. Percentage is everything, okay? Why would you sub off your ruckman? Percentage counts. This is being really cocky now. This is overkill. You don't sub out who subs out their ruckman? Unheard of. Anyway, it didn't matter because they smashed Gold Coast. But they could if they lose end of the year by percentage and drop out of the top 4, come back to this game. All right, and the day you subbed off Marshall, one more goal and you would have made it to the top 4. Okay, I blame the coach. Just coming down. Anyway, so Marshall only 96. It was disaster. A lot of people captained him. It was terrible. Who else? Now my boy here, Liam Stocker. He just can't get to the 80s. He doesn't drop to 6. He's always on the 70s. 74, 74, 70 now 77. He's averaging 74. Something wrong with him. He must have been born in 1974 or something. Everything is in the 70s for him. Now, is there anyone Supercoach relevant here? Wanganeen Milera, 70 is no good. Bytel, if you got him, if you held on to him. I know one person, the Rain Man, had him because he went out he didn't realise that Bytel was a sub. He had no idea. How would you know? There's 4 players in emergency. You don't know Bytel's going to be a sub, and he was out. And he had Bytel as the emergency on field, and Bytel was a sub. He got his 10 points. It's just bad luck. You have to stay home and watch football all the time so that you don't know who the subs are. It's really hard. Anyway, he scored 10 and he probably won't play for a while. Looked hurt bad. I feel sorry for the kid. Now we go over to Gold Coast. Now, Anderson, 134. If you had him last week and you got rid of him, this is like me losing Shrek, okay? They just punish you, okay? There's no mercy. They just hurt you so bad. Anyway, he scored a 134. If you had him last week and you dumped him, you did the right thing in dumping him, but you didn't expect this. Now, Took Miller has come back 122, but he's not really scoring enough still. Let's have a look at his break-even. Now, Took Miller has already lost 23k. His break-even was 151. Scored a 122, so he's going to lose another, 20, 30? That's about another 15k or 10k. He's still going down. Probably another 10k this week, so he's going down to about 630k. He's falling down in price as well. I don't want to pick him up so early because I need to pick up somebody later on. Yeah. Next week he plays Fremantle. Anyway, so that's Took Miller if you still got him. He did okay, but just not enough. 122. He was a 150s player. He'd go off. He hasn't done it this year yet. Maybe it's coming. I don't know. Obviously, Witz is not here, so you copped your donut. It's so tough if it is. I'm so sorry for you. Who else is Supercoach relevant? Now, the question now is, there's no one here. There's nobody's, okay? Actually, there's nobody. Actually, Ben King is Supercoach relevant. Let me show you something with Ben King now. Have a look at this, okay? Let's get back in here. Where is it? Look at Ben King, okay? Ben King. You know, if you ever need a rookie, all right, Ben King is always available, okay? Have a look at his price. Ben King. Ben King, okay? 23 he scored. His price is 198. He's hardly gone up. He's gone up 22k. Break even at minus 6. He's always going to be around 200k mark, Ben King. So if he catches form, you can just jump on him. If he catches form, okay? That's a big if. Anyway, let's get to the next game. I didn't watch this game, okay? Actually, I watched the last 1 minute and 30 seconds of this game because I had enough of watching the St Kilda game. I actually didn't know it was a close game. I was seeing the scores, but they weren't meaning much, so I wasn't sort of watching it. But let's have a look at what they done because I didn't see how they did it, okay? But what I do know was Horny Francis was on 69 points at half-time or something along those lines. Looks like in the second half he died again. He wasn't that horny anymore, just coming down. Anyway, let's get to Sydney. What did they do? Okay, I'm getting messages. All right, we're going to get them off. Now, Chad Warner, 137. Again, had a bad week last week and jumped up, so they're sort of inconsistent. You can't sort of pick them. They're not consistent. The top end aren't scoring enough, and the 550k-ish players aren't consistent. Like we saw, even Tom Mitchell score 60s. We saw Warner have a bad week last week. We saw other players. We saw Anderson score bad last week and come back. So they're sort of up and down. Their averages stay the same, but it's just hard to have them in your team. It's painful. Probably the best one so far is Green. He hasn't budged. He's just in the hundreds. Anyway, is there anyone Supercoach relevant besides Gulden? 102. He was on like 11 points at quarter time. People were asking me to smash guitars for him. I said, no, he's going to come back. Just come down. And he did. He scored 100, so that's good enough. Mills, I know a friend of mine captained him. Why would you captain Mills? What is wrong with you? Just come down. This is not the same Mills as last year. Last year, Mills, everyone owned him. That's why he was scoring high. When no one owns him, they don't care. They don't score him. Look at Heaney. Where's Heaney? Did Heaney score good? Heaney couldn't have scored good. Okay, Heaney, there he is, 85. 15 touches for Heaney for 85 with a goal. Normally, last year, 15 touches for Heaney for one goal is 130 points. It's changed this year because no one owns them. Who else? Actually, some people jumped on an Amari party. Okay, I was against this. Okay, he didn't 21 points. Okay, he might have made some cash. All right, but not enough. I was against this for one reason. And that was because he didn't score enough last week. Okay, he scored an 80. That was going to stay in his system, so he wasn't going to make enough cash. Even though he has that 122, that drops off next week. So you virtually have to get rid of him now. He's a trade out. So if you've got him, you now have to get rid of him. Okay, just come down. So yeah, that's it for Sydney. There was nothing else exciting here to talk about. Now let's move over to Port Adelaide. Now, who's Supercoach relevant here? The horny man scored 95, but he wasn't doing much in the second half. Scored 26 in the second half. Now, apparently, actually going back here to Amari, apparently he scored 1 point in 3 quarters. 1 point in the 3 quarters of football. That's unheard of. Anyway, I didn't watch the game, so I don't know how it happened. Okay, now Butters scored 89. Rosie was tagged. Who tagged Rosie? Rowbottom. Now, why would they tag Rosie? Yet last week they didn't tag Oliver. I mean, how ridiculous is this? You got to tag Oliver. They deserve to lose because they didn't tag Oliver last week. Just come down. Anyway, Scott Lysette, 77. He's become Shrek now, the new Shrek. There was no one else of interest here. No, have a look at Ollie Wines. He had 75% time on ground. Where did he play? Playing inside midfield. No, that can't be possible. Inside midfield? Ollie Wines, 34 points. Let's have a look at his price. This can't be right. Someone tell me this must be a mistake. Can't be right. Let's have a look. Ollie Wines is 536k, alright? He's already lost 44k. His break-even was 145. He scored 34. He's going to lose another 50k. But that's nothing. Because he's going to lose more after that. Because that 34 stays in his system. This is disaster. If you got Ollie Wines, oh my god. Actually, how many people I got? Not many have him. 1,782. I don't think any of my subs have him. Okay, but if you do, it's disaster. However, okay, now this is the good thing. He's going to go so cheap. Now, if he loses 50k, he's at 480k, 485k. He'll be alright. 485k. Alright, if he's going to have a break even of nearly 200 next week. And he has a score of 69 and 34 back-to-back in his system. Oh, this is a disaster. Okay, he's dropping down to he'll be under 400k soon. He'll be around about 350k at the current rates. Now, Ollie Wines always plays good after the bye rounds. If you can get him for 350, even 300, just put him on the bench. He'll be a perfect M10, not even M9, M10. But this is incredible. I can't believe what I'm seeing. Just come on down, everybody. There's a big discount coming up. Probably won't even want to get him. Anyway, let's continue. Okay, now how's your week going? Hopefully you're having a good week, okay? Because some people are having a disaster of a week. But for us, it's actually not that bad, okay? It could have been worse. Now, it all depends on how some players perform this weekend now. We avoided Baker, okay? So Baker's on the bench. We're going to use... Now, if Setterfield's going to be injured tomorrow, because we don't know, apparently, let me show you something. This is going to freak you out. Hang on. Listen to this. On Twitter, Jake Sauce... Okay, he has some good sources, this man, okay? Now, his source has said to him that there could be a late out tomorrow for Essendon. He's hearing, praying it's not Setterfield. Now, this will be a disaster for a lot of people, okay? Let's hope it's not Setterfield. I mean, he doesn't know who it is, okay? So, but he's hearing something. Now, Jake Sauce doesn't troll, okay? He's not a troller. So we take him seriously when he says something. He has my respect, okay? He has good sources, this man. Anyway, just calm it down. Let's see what happens tomorrow. There could be more disaster. Let's continue. So if Setterfield does get late withdrawal tomorrow, we're going to have to put Davey on. We're not going to take Baker's 47, so it's going to have to be Davey. Okay, Davey's going to play. I never thought I'd say the day where Davey plays for the Abs Magic, but he's going to play tomorrow. Just calm it down, everybody. Now, one player I forgot to mention was Samaniti, 64. I had Chandler. Everyone's got Chandler. All right, I don't have Chandler, but I got Samaniti. Who needs Chandler when you got Samaniti? Just calm it down. Anyway, that's it for today. Thank you for joining. And remember one thing. It's nice to be important, but it's important to be nice. Ciao for now.